guess the first thing that brought me to East Belmont was I'd been at North Geelong for about 11 or 12 years, and I'd sort of inherited an older side with guys that I played against or with for a long time, and I just wanted a new challenge. I wanted to know if I had the ability to take other guys on and teach and develop them and do it with guys that I didn't know. And East Belmont had always been really strong.
Immediately before we came, we weren't travelling that well. I think we lost a little bit of respect around Geelong cricket.
East hadn't won a game the year before I came. Well, they'd had that one win where it was taken off them. So it was a pretty good place. Good challenge, but I knew that everything that I needed from a club I would have.
I think quickly looking back on that time, he really instilled some things in May. I'm sure the other guys too, just trying to build up confidence and belief, and he certainly had a certain set of standards that if you stepped outside the line, he'd certainly tell you about.
It was just a different culture, and I come in and probably tried to assert my authority. But East Belmont, being East Belmont, I was pretty much pegged back into place quickly as well. But it was a challenge. I was used to winning games and playing finals, and East Belmont were as well. But I guess they had to get used to me, and I had to get used to them. It was a tough year. I think we just missed finals my first year, but I was probably criticised by a few people in the fact that I was brought over to probably win games and stuff like that, but I was trying to share the load around and get other guys experience and develop them. So yeah, it was a hard year, and I was just sort of in the midst of starting to join the police force, so it was really sort of difficult. I was hoping to stay in the captain coach roles for a long time, and as it turned out, I did two, and then sort of got out because of work.
Yeah, my motivation behind joining East Belmont was to be able to prove my coaching in a bigger club. I've been coached at Mount Islands for a number of years. I've probably thought I'd run a race there, to be honest. The first impression was that people are really proud of their club. People are really proud of the club. They want to see the club do well, and they want to see their teammates do well, which was fantastic. And I've been willing to try and take the extra steps. I felt that the club hadn't had a lot of success prior to that in the immediate period before that. So I thought there were some opportunities to do well.
And he had a pretty good record against us. I remember Julie making a really good 100 against us when he played out at Cement. And I remember having a bit of a personal run-in with Julie that day.
Three fours in a row. One went through the covers. So as I was jogging up the wicket, the umpire was looking at the ball, and Fizer's sort of shirt front of me and knocked me on my arse.
We were playing out at Cement, and there was about 40 guys wanting to kill me for that particular incident. And rightly so.
Peter Smith was playing in that team, and they sort of took Fizer. And Fizer's told me the story since they've taken him aside and pretended to look like giving him a style for scolding. And he's one of the greatest things he's ever seen.
Dewey just implemented things that you probably take for granted now, the theme song. It's not about you, it's about us.
You don't win club championships without it being the whole club. It can't be just one team and nobody else does it.
I knew that Dewey obviously ran a really good show. He was really effervescent and up on the training side of it, whereas my sort of impact was more on game day, trying to lead by example and maybe get blokes up. Being the opposition face, Dewey was more about that bubbly personality and really positive, and I think that was really good. And he obviously had the connection with Lee Allen, who wasn't happy at Leopold, and it was initially just to get Lee, and then Drew came and Bo Carroll was like a bonus as well. And we also I got Scowney over initially as well, so he was developing, so it was like getting four new players. Well, it was four new players with Dewey and the three Allens on top of what we had. Just gave us that depth and a bit of cream. We had some young kids coming through, Barzy, Chopper, Sam, Sweden was still young. So it just got the right mix.
Yeah, our batting was particularly strong when you had guys like Peter and Ravi who dominated all year. Then you had guys like Toss, JD, Bear, Hawkey, and you also had the guys down the order that could, really well, like Nathan, Grimmy, Dan Burgess. We really did have a fantastic side.
It seemed from Christmas onwards, we had to drop someone every week or at every selection.
Yeah.
And it was just tough. Yeah, you had to go and tell these guys who hadn't performed badly, you got to make way for someone else, because there's players coming back from the first and pushing down the seconds, thirds, and we're the ones that cop it.
It's like all the planets aligned for this 1 year of domination, and that's what it turned out. But
Well, Jack was a legend. I knew him through Country Week involvement. Played against him in his later years, just always bristling. You never got his wicket easy when I didn't obviously face him much when he was fast bowler, but he never gave an inch. Was first bloke to talk to you about your success, not his own success, and he was sort of heading up that era on the hard wicket.
My plans were still to captain the two, so I was still enjoying, playing at that level, and that was the plan. But Faisal was keen to take on the job, and Dewey was pretty keen for Faisal to do it, so I had to think about it, and I was happy to step down to the thirds. And as I said to you, I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed my 6 or 7 years that I had. I think it was 6 years. 6 years in the thirds.
They were training, they were doing drills.
I think that was just me. I wouldn't accept guys, standing around doing nothing or giving me lame excuses not coming to training. I just expected everyone, if they came to training, to put in for the 2 hours or whatever you're there. And it seemed to grow. Everyone enjoyed it, and they enjoyed the extra sort of discipline and responsibility to train. I had guys doing push-ups if they bowled wides, and I'd take them off if they bowled 3 balls down the leg side, that sort of thing, and it worked. They became more disciplined and sort of eager to please.
the guys played against the West Indies, for God's sake, and here he is trying to get the best out of our thirds and fourths. And Jack's just an Iron Man.
That game against Newtown, the semi-finals, one of my all-time favourite games.
They had about 8 fat blokes. They often have fat people at Newtown. I don't know if anyone from Newtown's going to be out watching this, but they're good. I'll give them that.
I think lobster and caviar is quite fat.
Possibly.
Champagne has a
Really heavily.
Off the top of my head, we got 170 with the bat. We thought was a smallish oval, and they were a pretty good team. They had some guys who played quite a bit higher, and we thought we might have been in a bit of trouble. I think we were early on in the next day. I took a catch at first slip. We had a run out that was given not out, and things just didn't seem to go in our way. We sort of probably weren't in a great mindset early on in the day, and then I think off the top of my head, John Timberlake came on, had a spell of bowling, and absolutely tore them to shreds. I do remember Johnny standing there after one of his wickets. Put us in a real strong position, standing there with his arms wide and Jesus Christ pose, screaming at the top of his voice with 10 guys hanging off him. So we knew that he'd sort of carted us into the grand final.
Yeah, it was a very exciting time. And like I said, we'd had a couple of years where we'd been knocked around the head a fair bit, and for it all to line up for this one day, it was amazing.
That week going into finals and taking out the club championship, the McMahon medal that first year was pretty special. I was incredibly proud of everyone, and proud to be coach of the club and captain of a team that's heading into the finals with a head of steam.
You go in trying to win all 4, and we're a definite chance. As I said, the teams were as strong as they possibly could be. They performed well all year, so we consider ourselves a really good chance to win all 4.
Would have been almost a catastrophe for us not to win that grand final, given the players that we had in that team.
So we had all 4 sides in. The conference was through the roof. Like I said before, sometimes wins can mask over little deficiencies you may have had, and obviously ours is in our batting. But no, I didn't concede it. It never crossed my mind that we had any reason to not feel that we should win that game.
Nathan Allsop, I remember about a long time, and Nathan is not with us now. He did a great job. He actually had a pretty solid final series. He played thirds most of the year. He came down and gave everything to the fourth. So I remember he made a speech on the night before.
He did, yeah. He come and asked us if he could, on the Thursday before, he pulled all the boys in and just told them the importance of playing in a grand final, and they don't come around too often. He'd been to a few clubs in his time as a cricketer, and he hadn't really had a chance to play in that many flags, and to really take the opportunity, and just 40 from the opener pretty much secures the game when you're chasing 105, I would say.
Nathan was great. When he was down at the club, he gave everything. You know, he'd probably only been at East Belmont a couple of years, and at the time, and you would have thought he'd spent a lifetime
I
there.
think he was probably one of those ones too who that year he didn't perform in the twos and got dropped, didn't perform in the threes and got dropped, but he was a good player. It was probably a testament to him that he did come down and gave it his all. He didn't feel that he was above it. He showed respect for the grade of cricket he was playing, the people he was playing with, and I think that's why he probably had such a good final series. Like when you win flags with people, it's a really good bond that you form, and I think definitely went up a couple of notches the way he carried himself, the disappointment of getting dropped, and the way he sort of inspired us for the win as well.
I think we'd beaten them at least once, and they were at us. And we really enjoyed playing. They had a good side. Travis Sager, I think, won the league bowling that year, and they were into us, and we were into them. There's more city supporters here because all these people were playing, which was a problem that we had a bit. As much as you were paying attention to your own game, you were keeping a keen eye on what was happening down the other ground as well. I'm sure the thirds guys were the same because you want to make sure that the boys are doing well. But yeah, we won. We got ourselves into strife early. We were 17 for 1 when Bo was out. 2 for 34, 3 for 47, 4 for 47, 5 for 48. So I remember sitting just out under the shelter thinking we'd blown it. We've totally blown it. It wasn't the hottest of days. It was pretty cool and overcast, and I just thought, well, we've blown it here. We just mucked it up, stuffed it up straight away. We could be finished by the end of the day.
I made a decision myself that I was just going to try and bat time, take time away from the opposition because I knew it would be difficult the next day. Viv got out and then I batted with Scowney, and Scowney was really nervous but liked to hit the ball and a bit of an X factor, and he got 27 and we made probably a partnership of 30 or 40.
And Scowney came out and probably did what Scowney does really well and batted without thinking too much.
Scowney was really nervous but liked to hit the ball and a bit of an X factor, and he got 27 and we made probably a partnership of 30 or 40.
So it was a pretty tough grind, but 166, that's something.
They were what they were, and it's probably something that probably I learned from that game is they're on the board and they never ever go away.
Remy just had one of those days where every 4 or 5 balls he just bowl a great wicket getting ball, a great in swinger or a great bouncer or whatever, and he bowled shit balls in between, but every good ball he bowled got a wicket and he finished up with 7 for. We had a 9 for 62 and looked like it could be over by tea time on the first day, nearly, but their last 2 fought it out really well and they got to about 87, I think it was.
It looked like for a while there we were going to roll them for 50 or 60. But at the end of the day, take 104. We had Grant Caulfield bowled brilliantly. He was, I think anyone at the club who's played with Grant knows it's a luxury to have in the fourths.
I think 200 in the game would have been over. Just that mental thing. But anyway, we come out the next day and the deck certainly had flattened out, and we knew it was going to take probably all day.
Peeps and Ravi, our main men all season, failed. And I think we were 3 for 26 or 4 for 26 overnight, so we had some work to do. Yeah, I've got to say I was a bit touchy. There was a lot of things going through my mind, you know. Like we'd smashed teams with the bat all year, and I'm thinking, comes to the final and we're gonna choke. But look, Hawkeye and JD probably put on 20 or 30 the next day before Hawkeye was out, and then JD and I both batted pretty conservatively and just were patient, just worked the runs off. Took us a few overs, but we got there 5 wickets down, so it was great. I think we finished before tea on the first day, which was good. Into the cans and up to watch the ones.
Spaniard and Sloppers had done the job for us, and then we lost the wicket, but that was alright. We still had plenty in hands, and we lost 3 for 1. And then Gomi came to the crease, 10 runs to win. Young leg spinner or spinner? Leg spinner. And that was the last roll of the dice for them. They weren't getting too excited, but stranger things have happened in a grand final.
So I've got out there and they were pretty lippy, as you would be. Yeah, only got 10 runs to defend.
Throw everything at it.
Yeah, so they had a lot to say. The young fella bowled a full toss to me, which I managed to get underneath, and the boundaries were pretty short. They're on the leg side, so I managed to pop that over the boundary there for 6. Thought to myself, he's only 16 or 17, he'll probably only a young fella, you'll overcompensate for the previous full toss. So I was sitting there ready on the back foot, and he dragged the next one down. It was a long hop. Bang, 6. Arms up in the air.
Lee Hazelwood was bowling unbelievably well. He had a knack of hitting the same and bowling off cutters. Darky being a left-hander, I thought Lee was probably the best man for that particular job. Look, seriously, Darky Harris, he must have played and missed between 10 and 20 times. And just their innings was like that in general. I reckon they played and missed 30 times because could not find the edge, and it was fucking frustrating. I remember talking to Darky Harris after that game. He obviously played hundreds of games in the first at BCA level, so that was the best bowling I've faced outside of BCA first. It was a big rack, and Hammer really had him cold. Bowled some unbelievable balls. Well, it steals me for the rest of my life to know that success is not all about winning. Sometimes success is about giving 100% and getting the most out of yourself and coming off the ground knowing you've done everything you could to win. I really think that legacy, I know I'll try and push on the kids I've got now, it holds you in good stead at the end of the day. Sometimes you learn more from losing than you do winning, and
And towards the end of the day, it was really close. They were 9 for 138. They need 20 odd, winning 1 wicket. We should go okay. And at that stage, I had Quickie bowling from the Oberon end, and Sweet from the car park end, and that was it basically. That was all my captaincy moves done. They were the 2 guys I wanted bowling, so that was up to nobody drops a catch or some run out or that sort of thing. So it was really, really tense.
Sweden Quickie were just fucked, but
Yeah.
they couldn't make a bowling change. It was too late to land. Everyone sort of knew it.
There's a massive shout on Porty from me, and I've seen the video. Hit him on the toe, probably in front of middle, and I think Lead started running in from fine leg, and everyone thought it was done. I certainly didn't. Wayne give it not out, and I thought, maybe we're going to miss the boat.
Must have been 100 East Belmont supporters. There's 22 of them have got medals around their neck already, sitting down up the hill, knowing that if the first don't win, our victories don't really mean quite as much if the first lose the grand final on that same day.
I went down to Sweden. I said, if you're expecting me to get this wicket, you're mistaken, because I'm done. I'm buggered. I'm just getting it through. So if you want to win this grand final, you need to do it. And I think within 4 balls, bang, bowling.
So we ran out on the ground. I think we were halfway by that stage. With a lot of other people, most of the thirds players I think ran out. It was a fantastic day, and all the thirds, fourths, and first players sort of the camaraderie out in the middle was great.
When Matthew got that last wicket, everyone just ran
Just
out.
screamed, yeah,
Yeah, it's probably a highlight of my time at East Belmont.
I was just really wrapped for the efforts that the people around the club had put in. Your Tony Wakefields, Jerry Wakefields, Graham Scannell, Ross Scannell, your Tomos, Larrys, who'd stopped playing but are still really ingrained in the club. But just for everyone involved, it was just a massive lift from where they'd been.
Did it burn? Yeah, it burnt. It was worse because we had three sides that won it. We were the side of the lot that missed out. I clearly remember Jerry Wakefield coming up to our table and said, "Jesus Christ, lads, put a smile on your face. The first the bloody won the premiership. Jez, I nearly wrapped the stubby around your face, mate." We might have sat there and sulked for an hour or so, but we certainly got into the night. It was a bloody fantastic night.
East Belmont's not just a ones club, and I think just the feeling in that room's that night, I think we came in, I reckon Graham had one beer and he was out water on the wicket, I'm thinking, we've won this for you and you're out water on the wicket, but that's just how it is with those sort of guys, they're immediately back in thinking, how are East Belmont going to get better next year, and that's just the beauty of the club.
We were here till they kicked us out, and I remember walking back. I think it was to Griffo's place. I had a bucket. I think it was full of as many cans as we could fit into the bucket. But I remember the phone ringing and going to the message, and Nobby leaving a 12-minute message playing the acoustic guitar. And I might have been in the nude, they tell me later, but singing the Holy Grail.
Our entire club's hated. Without a doubt, we're the envy of. No, we are the envy of the competition. You look at Newtown, you understand why they've got their premierships. They're a rich club. You look at other clubs that are affiliated with strong football clubs. They've got a lot of money. Why do East Belmont keep winning premierships? We're the underdogs who keep winning premierships. It makes no sense to anyone. We just keep doing it. People hate us for it.